Oh, ay, ay, ay. Oh.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Oh, what's the matter for you? What's the matter for you? Oh, why am I here? What are we doing? Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to Late Late Horror Show. I am Dino, and that is Ginger, as always. Hello, Ginger.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's going
Yes, I
on?
moved my plant since Greg McEwen was so
McEwan.
concerned about it.
Yeah, we'll see if we see Greg for this eyeball. Eyeball, 1975. Umberto Lenzi, the Sleaze director. We will talk about this in a second. Let me just say hi to the couple people that are in the chat. Hello,
It won't
Connie.
take
Hello,
long.
Black Roses. Hello, Thomas Gordon. Good to see you guys. Anyways, we are going to talk about Eyeball 1975 by Umberto Lenzi. And hello, Mark. Hello to all from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, WWM. Pulling on in. Yeah. You listen, I opened this up, man. Listen, I do not. Where do I go from here, Ginger? My mind's
Just
blowing
keep
up
plowing
inside.
through, Dino. We just have to keep trotting. We have to keep it up.
I just came for the decor, says Craig McCowan. Rosalia, good to see you. Good to see you. Listen, you guys all know that I've stated over and over and over that I am a Giallo lover. And for the most part, I'm still sticking with that. But I'm starting to find out that there are a few so far, and we've done about 40 maybe movies, reviews, and watched about 40 of these Giallo films. A handful from the 70s that I like. And Dario Argento, I just love. Other than that, about 75% of what we've watched so far, man, I'm so disappointed in this crap. And this, by far, Eyeball or Secret Killer, or the one I like the best, Red Cats in a Glass
Glass
Maze.
maze. What is that?
I love it. Has nothing to do with the film. I have no idea, but I tell you what, I love the title. I would give that title a high score.
That title will give you a false sense of hope.
This movie, and listen, diehard Giallo fans are out there and say, I've seen it. I haven't seen anything negative said about this movie. And I'll talk about maybe a couple good things, but this movie is crap. There is not much to like about this, and that's all I'm going to say. We will continue with this discussion. Let's see. Connie Clary, Greg, yay. How are you? Would Giallo Jello taste like lemon or banana? Giallo. Listen, you cannot go wrong with Dario Argento. Well, in that period of time. But the 70s are kind of, again, it could be me. I don't know. You're not a Giallo girl, so you're kind of taking this journey with me too. But there's a group, there's a good amount of Hammer horrors that I love, but there's a big bulk of them that are just like these, that are like, okay, what is this? You know what I mean? And I'm kind of feeling the same kind of vibe with these Giallo films. But anyways, let's continue on with this. That's my overall spiel. Crap. Wow. Mike Barrett. Mike, you're telling me you thought this was a good movie? Eyeball?
Well, what did we say just a few minutes ago, Dino, that there are just diehard Giallo fans and it doesn't matter what the movie is, they're just going to love it because they just love the genre, and it's like it's statistically impossible for every Giallo movie to be a hit, and
Well,
this one is not.
Right. I love tons of 80s horror movies. I don't love them all. There's a good chunk of them that suck. They spewed out so many Giallo films, especially in one year. How can you expect all of them to be good even? I mean, most of these we've given 5. But again, I'm not even like dumping on the people who are Giallo diehards and love it. And I consider myself, I'm starting to slip from that a little bit. But a good Giallo or a great Giallo is freaking fantastic. But a mediocre Giallo, and then a very low bottom feeder Giallo like this one makes me go, why the hell did I waste a little bit of my life watching this film?
When you find out at the end of the movie what the whole motivation was, and
it was so
it's
stupid.
like, oh, come on, you know.
Let's see. If you don't like what you see with your eyes, close them and look with your heart. Mark, what the hell's going on there? This is considered a cult favorite Giallo. Mike Barrett, no. I do not believe that. Everywhere I've researched tells me that is false. This is not a classic. This is one of the more lesser known Giallo films in the whole Giallo genre. It's not available as widely to people, but to say it's a cult, like kind of a cult classic in the Giallo genre, no, false, my friend. You can claim that, but I will battle you and debate you to the bitter end that it is not. Anyways, we will continue.
I've got your 6, Dino.
It's a wacky Giallo. I can give you it's a wacky Giallo. It's also a stupid Giallo. It's a dumb Giallo. Everything about it seemed lazy. Again, I will say this. So many movies were made in the 70s, Giallo, by Italian directors that they all tried their hardest to pick from everybody. And then there's this element in Giallo that if you don't do it right, kind of throws the entire film off, and does it here, where they want as many red herrings in a Giallo fan. And I'm sorry, Ginger, I'm going on and on and on, but there's so many red herrings in a Giallo film, and they want to throw you off so much that a Giallo film, good or bad, has this kind of structure to it where a character is introduced and you're like, oh my God, that's the killer. And then they kind of, something happens and you go, oh no, they're not. Yeah, that's the killer. Oh my God, no. But if they do it well, it can be great. But if they do it badly in the writing,
it can be like this.
Yes, and the writing around it like this sucks, and the writing sucks in this. I'm sorry. The coolest thing about
started out, I thought at the beginning when you see the woman at the beginning who's in the airport and she changes her flight from New York to Barcelona, I thought, okay, this might be interesting, and they did nothing with that.
No.
You don't see her.
Hey. It's Dave Plouffe. And once again, I got to say, you know what? Loving the garden. But listen, I grew up on horticulture. to move over a second. I grew up on horticulture and landscaping and stuff like that. I won a landscape design in high school. So, you know, that's how much I love plants and all that. And he's been doing kind of his garden tours and stuff. So if you like Dave Plouffe, part of our family, he's doing these videos on his channel, and they're fantastic. BC's bear reviews. What is going on? Becca Too Tall. What's going on, Becca Too Tall? You're never too tall, Becca. So why did you put that in your handle? I mean, unless, well, even if you're like 7'5" and you're a female, Becca, I mean, what's wrong with that? You can.
There's a lot of men who would find that extremely hot.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Were you confused at the beginning of this movie? I was very confused at how this movie opened. I was like, "What's going on?" You see plaster figures in some kind of haunted house exhibit or something, and then scenes intertwined with scenes in a parking lot. It was very confusing.
Flashing pictures of
Yes.
a crowd in red raincoats, which the movie revolves around red raincoats. And
Oh, I can't wait until we get started talking about that red raincoat later.
listen, but the cast of characters, you got a lot of your regulars. Listen, they all flocked from one movie to the other, and who's to blame them? You got the main characters are Paulette Stone, who is okay. There's this group of American tourists, and they're in Spain. So this doesn't.
And where are they from, Dino? Because they keep repeating it. Where are they from?
Well, they're from America.
They're from Burlington. They say Burlington like 15 times. We get it. You're from Burlington.
Burlington, yes. So they're American tourists on a bus, and all the voices are so annoying. And there's creepy old men perving out over the two young girls on the bus, and it just sickens me the way they act. It's like so
the
gross.
One the tour guide, he's really, really bad.
But the two old guys who are like Umberto Lenzi makes it a point for the two old guys to look, pan, and shoot forward at the young girl who looks like she's like 13 or 14.
Yeah, they're very young. Yeah.
And I'm like, and then they close up of the old guy's face going, and it's just so, and then the one older guy, he's like creeping around bushes, looking at skirts up, like peeping Tom through the whole movie. So, and again, Umberto Lenzi, he's known for sleaze in a lot of his movies. Not so much in this one, although we do get a interracial lesbian scene in this. And
indeed we do.
Oh, yes, we do. By who is it? Lisa Sanders, who's a brunette. She's the lesbian photographer in the film who plays a role in the film. And and the other girl who is Nadia Campbell, who is played by Ines Pellegrini. She's a beautiful Black woman who I don't know if I've seen her in these films, but let me tell you something. There is some beauty in the Italian Black women of the 70s.
She has the cutest little face. She's got a face like a little doll baby.
Oh, and we've done a couple other ones where it was similar to I don't think she was the actress that played in it, but mwah, beautiful. Anyways, there's a scene
I could do without all her wigs. She wore like 15 different wigs in this. I could do without.
Depends
the wigs,
which one. The fro wig looked really good. I mean, but for the time period, it was apropos. So it was. But when that lesbian scene, that was kind of as risque as they kind of got in the film. But I can say that that wasn't bad scene. If there's anything we can take from this, Mark Barrett. Mark Barrett. I'm looking at Mike Barrett. That it's that maybe, I don't know. Anyways, and the Reverend Bronson, he is a mainstay in a lot of these Giallo films, also, as are all of them. The main character Mark Burton, who is okay. So Paulette Stone is the main character who is on this trip. And somehow she gets confronted with Mark Burton, who she
Pauline.
works for. Did I say Paulette, right?
I thought her name was Pauline. Is it Pauline or Paulette?
Pauline, Mana. What are you going to do? Who cares? I got it as Paulette. Let me look real quick just to be sure.
It's Paulette. You're right. It's Paulette.
Yeah.
And she's from Burlington.
Yes, she is. Because the movie starts out in the bus. Oh, but we got Mark Burton, played by John
Richardson.
Yes, John Richardson, who has been in other films, but he's the scumbag, kind of creepy weirdo guy who's his wife's supposedly back in the U.S. He tells Paulette, because he's still trying to get Paulette in bed, and I can't allude to anything because it gives things away, but you wonder what the hell's going on there. But he basically likes her and wants to still sleep
She's
with her.
his secretary, I think.
Yeah. And they also sleep together, but yet he's married, and she's supposed to be going into a mental institution or something because of something that happened in the US.
Mm-hmm.
But we end up finding out that she's in Spain with them for a brief second, but doesn't reach out to Mark, but goes back home, and we're led to believe that's a red herring. Listen, this movie's crap. So, Ginger, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm sick of talking.
All right. So
Rosalia
we see the
says
wife.
crickets. What?
We see the wife. She changes her flight. This is the first thing we see, that the wife changes her flight from New York to Barcelona. And then you're in Barcelona, and there's a tour bus. And the first thing that happens is they're in a very busy market square, and this girl walks away from the market square and goes around the corner from this extremely busy market square. She's 10 feet away from an extremely busy market square. She walks around a flower stall, and she sees a flower on the ground, and she picks it up, and she looks into the camera because there's someone watching her. And she says, "Is this your flower? Is this yours? Did you drop this?" Stab in the eyeball, and then stab, stab, stab.
Yeah, there's Mark, are you talking about relevant news, like the newspaper news, the CNN news? What's going? At least there is. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the movies. Yes, we are, Mark. They just told. Oh, did Dave bring up about not enough water for his flowers, his plants? Thank you, rains and besides this week. Holy Moses, BC and Niagara Falls. Yeah, listen. I said this movie stinks, so continue to talk about the weather. Talk about the weather. Hello, Adam, for Christ. The kill scenes in this movie are pretty kind of convoluted and stupid too. Done most Giallo films, a lot of kills are done in the daylight. Mm-hmm. So this killer's right in the open, doing the killing, and it is what it is. Nobody sees the killer through most of the film, but yet every chance in the world to catch the killer doing. And yes, the movie's called Eyeball, so the dagger goes through the eye, which is a form of sadistic torture, I guess, before the actual kill. And it's funny that I heard somebody bring it up that in all of these films, Giallo films, the deaths seem to happen pretty damn quick. Like a stab in the eye, you fall to the ground and you're dead in like 3 seconds. That's not the way.
Even if it's not a fatal wound, they're still immediately they're dead.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot longer than that. You can literally get sometimes 17. Listen, you do it the right way. Anyways, then okay, but they're always like 3 seconds, you're dead. But anyways,
so then we meet Mark and Paulette, and his wife Alma is sick, and Paulette's like, I can't keep doing this, blah blah blah, and I don't want to see you anymore. And then
Dave the Face says maybe you could just stop this review and re-review The Omen. While we're talking, why don't you guys give a make up your own title for a movie that would be Giallo inspired called Eyeball, and I'll put them up on the screen
with the word eyeball in it.
Put them up. And hello, CM, good to see you.
So then we meet the police, the 2 police officers. One is about to retire.
The police, yeah.
The inspector, one's about to retire, and then one's younger and wants to take his place.
Inspector Tudela. He's your typical old
crusty, about to retire.
Yeah, I'm going to retire in 3 days, but I've got one case to solve, and by golly, I'm going to do it. That's kind of
so they're at the autopsy.
Was that pretty good?
No, that was terrible.
Dub voice. It was terrible.
So they're at the autopsy of the first woman who got killed.
Right? If it's bad, it's good then, right?
She was only 18.
I did tell you to go on and start talking about the movie, so it's my fault. Logic and Giallo don't always go together. Oh, thanks, Mike. Thanks for the info. I hope Mike understands that. My little things are. I'm only joking. So never take
his attempts at humor.
Yeah, my sarcasm is never a diss to anybody or to you or anybody. I'm just having fun. So never take it to heart. But yeah, continue, Ginger. I'm gonna.
So I didn't know that. And then we talk about the tour bus guy who's really creepy. He's playing practical jokes on all the young girls.
What a
and then we
bag.
We
Sorry, I'm
find
just looking at my text. Go on.
Barcelona's Coney Island. There's a Coney Island type place in Barcelona, and there's a haunted tunnel.
Wait a second. Hold on. What's going on here? Although I am discouraged, I know that God is there, and even though I whisper, I know that God will hear. Oh, are you coming up with a title for Giallo film?
Eyeball is supposed to be in the title, though.
Yeah, Eyeball has to be in the title, Mark. Make sure Eyeball is in the title. Death Laid and Eyeball. Oh, very apropos. Very apropos. Death Laid and Eyeball. Sounds good to me because
it's a shame Martien's not here. He's really good at coming up with titles.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it take. Okay, Dino, just thought I would remind you. Yeah, no, I know, man. Logic and listen, that's something you have to be prepared for in a lot of movies, right? What's that called?
Suspension of disbelief.
Thank you. Oh my God, I thought I would sit here for like 5 minutes to try to figure that out.
We're here, Dino. We're here.
So that is what everybody should understand. Yes, I agree. I understand. But then we get past that to the writing and the acting and the listen, I did not even enjoy the location shots. This is Spain.
Barcelona on the coast. I mean, it's gorgeous,
and I didn't care for much of the scenery at all. Anyway, if anything, I felt lonely. I wanted to talk to someone. I wanted to sit in one of those chairs in the back and cry.
A problem shared is a problem halved.
Okay, continue. Let's get this storyline out of the way.
So then you see this haunted house that they have all the tourists go to this, they call it the Coney Island of Barcelona. And you see the haunted house, and that's where those figurines from the beginning of the movie come in, those plaster figures. And the two girls go in, one young girl, Peggy, and then the gorgeous black girl whose name is Naiva. They go in separate little cars, and they go into this little haunted house. And of course, one of them gets stabbed in the eyeball, and it's Peggy. Knife in the eyeball. And the police suspect... No problem, Mark. The police suspect that one of the killer must be one of the tourists because they're the only ones who are around.
Yeah, they're the only ones that are around.
So it's like
there's some that are square.
It's like Clue or Death on the Nile, where trying to figure out who done it, only in the worst way.
Okay, I gotcha. Red Barbie. Is that a title? NB?
Eyeball.
Yeah, Eyeball's got to be in the title. So something with Eyeball. Come on. Yeah.
The police suspect that the killer must be one of the tourists.
La polizia.
So then we get another one of those things that happens in all these Giallo movies. The woman photographer is lying in bed naked, smoking, while the model that she's been photographing, the black girl, accuses her of killing Peggy. Maybe you're the killer. And the photographer slaps her, and then they fall in bed and make out. And that happens a lot in Giallo movies.
That was awful quick, but yes. No, she's laying there, the photographer, and she does have red hair too, right?
No.
Yes, she's got red hair too. No, she's got red hair. It's hard to tell because I know Paulette has red hair in this movie, and so does, I think that's what Connie was alluding to earlier. Hello, Bubba. Hello, Vicky Alcorn. Hello, N.B. Hello, John McKee. Hello, Harry Scott. Yeah, when they fall, or she's laying in bed, she's just got panties on, but and they all got the tans.
Dino remembers all those details.
Yeah, and there was a freckle like right here. Yeah, but yeah, they're arguing, and she puts her robe on, and then they doesn't she slaps her.
Yeah, she slaps her.
And
which apparently is a huge turn on.
Oh boy, let me tell you. I mean, in this movie, yes, it is, and
in a lot of Giallo movies,
they go to make love, and then we go to the next room, which is listen. There's a bunch of annoying American couples. Can I just say that?
Yes,
they're all annoying.
They bicker and they remind you frequently that they are from Burlington.
Okay, here, Ginger, I gotta always stop because listen, this discussion about this movie is crap, but we're gonna get through it. I need to say this: CM, knife in the eyeball, letter opener in the gizzard by moonlight at high tide.
That's the best one yet, CM.
Well, how many have we had? Maybe
That's
2.
That's the best one yet.
But pretty good. Oh wait, hold on. Greg Greg McEwan says there's nudity. Sold. I'll watch it. Listen, the timestamp is. Let me find it for you because that's the only part of the film you want to watch. Give me a second. About 20 minutes in. There you go. Watch that. It's on YouTube. This movie's on YouTube, Greg. 20 minutes in. Check it out, and then check out. Sucker. And then we got, I
just want to say real quick that Gail, the one with the frosted hair, the 70s white frosted hair, her husband is creepy, but we find out that he was injured in World War II. He was stationed in Barcelona, and she laughs about it.
Oh, listen,
she laughs that he was injured in World War II right there in Barcelona. I thought, why is that funny?
There's some stupid lines in this movie. I don't know. Anyways, Becca Too Tall. Way too tall. Becca Too Tall. What's going on? She says to Tabby's cats, stank eyeball. Good going, Becca Too Tall.
Caller number 3. What's your title?
Caller number 3. You're on the line. Let us know what you think. Come on. Give us your line. What's your Giallo line? Giallo. Anyways, that's
so there's a tourist that stands over the daughter holding a straight razor. What is that? And then someone knocks on the door.
No.
We find out that
Eyeball.
Alma,
the story of a black market transaction gone awry when a recently injured NBA player is injured.
It's a title, not a description, UFO.
Yeah, what the hell? It's still the UFO is no joke. It's still, you still got the title as eyeball, and then you give a description. I love it. It's something to talk about.
Look at Mike Barrett's. Mike's is good. Blue eyeballs of a broken doll. That's very good.
Well, of course he's going to come up with them.
Yes, because he is the Giallo man.
He's Mr. Giallo. He's Mr. Giallo. Yeah, blue eyeballs of a broken doll. Again, I think taken from other bits and pieces from other movies, but good job. That's good.
So we find out that Alma didn't go to the clinic. She was supposed to go to a clinic because she had kind of like a nervous breakdown.
Yes.
Well, thank you for the notification, Greg. We will anxiously await your return.
Yeah, I can't wait till listen. 10 minutes to do dishes.
Start the timer now, Dino.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
And Mark seems to think that his wife is the killer because he finds out that she did not go to the clinic. He calls the clinic in New York and they say she didn't come. She never showed up. And he's like, maybe she's the killer.
That's exciting news, Ginger. Yes. Yeah.
And then the Reverend gives him a message and says, oh, your wife is at the Barcelona hotel. So then we're like, okay, it really is his wife then. And he goes up to the room where his wife is supposed to be. The shower's on, but there's no one in the shower.
Yes.
And there's a portrait, there's a picture of him and his wife. And you're like, okay, it's got to be her because there's a photograph of them in the room. And he finds a bloody knife on the floor, and the initials are MB, like Mike Barrett.
And hello, Trotter Horse
Coincidence?
Watson Jr. Good to see you. Let's
So
see.
Mark Burton's initials are on the knife.
Yeah, it's again another red herring. Well, what's the
Mhm.
dagger? And he picks it up. How stupid is that?
He picks
I
it
mean,
up and
come on.
wipes it off. Like, why would you? Because he thinks it's his wife. He thinks his wife's the killer, so he wants to wipe her fingerprints off of it.
Because he keeps flashing back to
Mhm.
when he was in America, where she was laying on the
By the
ground
pool. Mhm.
by the
And
pool
she
with the
had the
knife,
knife in her right hand.
right hand,
She
even
had the knife in
though
her right hand, even though
uh,
she's
left-handed. Because he flashes back later on and says, "I see her left-handed in several scenes."
so then there's a girl
Mark
feeding.
says, "I once had a friend who passed away now. True story. He actually walked into a telephone pole after a few too many drinks, and his glass eye fell out onto the sidewalk. LOL. That's funny."
Did he find his eyeball or did it roll away?
I would hope he found his glass eyeball, or at least it didn't break on him. Here's another one. Harry Scott. Body count of the bloody eyeball. Nice. I
Not
like
bad,
it.
Harry. Hi,
Yeah.
Harry.
Good attempt. Giallo pudding pops. Yeah.
So there's a
CM's got
girl.
another one. So listen, I got to get through these. We got plenty of time. It's 8:30. CM, my eyeball, your elbow. My eyeball, your elbow. The story of a tragic courtside affair. CM.
Sam's on a roll like an eyeball.
She is pretty damn good at these.
She is woman. Hear her make up titles for
She
giallo
is
movies that
woman,
contain the
yeah,
word
hurrah.
eyeball.
She good job, CM. Let's see. You're eyeballing me, boy. You eyeballing me, boy, says Rosalie.
It's a question from an officer and a gentleman. It's a question.
You eyeballing me, boy?
You eyeballing me, boy? Yes, correct.
Is it okay? So that's not a title. Thanks for tripping me up, Rosalia. Anyways, yeah.
Can we get back
Ginger.
on track for just a moment?
Yeah, because I'm
Okay.
just checking my text.
So there's a girl feeding some pigs, and there's a dirty old man watching
I love your
her.
descriptions. Listen.
I'm getting right to the heart of the matter.
They're classic. I mean, come on. Where else are you going to get discussions where, someone like Ginger goes,
What do you mean,
yeah,
someone like Ginger? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Someone like Ginger, what's that mean?
A movie discussion reviewer person says, and then this guy comes out. He was washing dishes like Greg McHugh, and you just bring up the strangest points, and nobody's going to get that anywhere. Like, you can listen to all the reviews you want about Eyeball from 1975, and you're not going to hear that little bit of information. Say that again. What happened about the pig?
There was a girl feeding pigs.
Yeah, you're not going to get that. Nobody.
That's right. Only here, people. Only right here.
Who's going to talk about the girl
Nobody.
feeding the pigs?
Unless
it's Motel
Hell. This girl.
Yeah. Continue on. Speak, lady. Preach
so
it.
The girl is feeding the pigs, and then you see red gloves.
Yeah.
And she gets stabbed, and her eyeball stabbed in the eyeball. And then
yes, thank you, Dave.
The police just happen to be right there. And when they come, they find out that the dirty old man, Gail's husband, I forget what his name is, he has cuts on his hands.
Yes.
Another red herring.
Is that when he takes off all his shaving cream?
No. He tells him that he grabbed the girl and she scratched him. Like, he tells them he grabbed her and she scratched him.
Okay, because there's a creepier scene a little bit later where he's shaving with the straight razor. Anyways, when we get to it.
So Mark goes to the airport to look for his wife because they find out he goes to the hotel. She's not there. So he goes to the airport to see if she left. He goes to the airport, blah, blah, blah. He tells the photographer, Lisa, to look for Alma. He shows her the picture of his wife and he says, you look for her. And if you see her around Barcelona, you take a picture of her. I don't know.
No, yeah, no, it sounds good. There's a later scene with him where he's, I think it's the same guy, right? In the hotel room with his daughter laying down sleeping, and he's shaving, and he takes all the shaving cream
He
off.
just wipes it all off.
And he takes the blade and he goes into his daughter's room and he looks
stands
at her.
over her. Yeah, like why?
Very strange and creepy.
And that's when someone knocked on the door and I guess saved her life because he was standing over her.
And again, the great writing.
Oh yeah, you know, absolutely great writing.
They look at him and they go, like, what do you got a razor in your hand for? He's in his freaking hotel room.
Shaving.
He was shaving. What's the suspicion? Anyways.
So Paulette and Mark share a J&B Scotch.
Yes, J&B Scotch is all over here. And Dave Plouffe does say only 27 more, 100 more subscribers to 100,000. We're getting there. We're getting there. And Rosalia says, Greg McEwen, you're back already. That was not 10 minutes for dishes. That was like 5. Rosalia says, an eye for an eyeball.
That makes sense in this movie, an eye for an eyeball.
In this movie, it makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. Who are we giving stuff away? I'm so excited for the ending.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, Lordy. Oh, keep it going. Yeah, there's such a great...
Alma, the wife, of course, because this is a giallo, she was distraught because she found out she couldn't have children. And so that's why we're to believe she's the killer. And so he flashes back to Alma again, and on the ground next to her, he remembers that on the ground next to her was an eyeball. We never get an explanation for that. We never get an explanation for any of it, but he remembers when he flashes back that there just happened to be an eyeball, and that's something that he forgot. When he flashes back to his wife being on the ground with the knife in her right hand, he suddenly remembers, oh, there was an eyeball too. I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah, and rolling in from the chat, got to keep things going. We have Mike Barrett with another.
Caller number 5, you're up.
We got another one from the chat. Mike Barrett, 7 blood-stained organs is a bet. Oh, that's not a title. That's an actual movie from Lenzi. We haven't seen 7 blood-stained orchids yet. I'm sure it will eventually be on the list. I may like creamies better, but anyways, let's continue.
I think we're going to end up liking creamies better.
I think so. UFOs is no joke. Let's see. Oh, eyeball.
No, you don't do the explanation. It's just the title.
But I'll read it anyways. Let's see. An international underground culinary network that caters to the twisted tastes of the evil elite. Listen, you can go for that too. I'm digging that. UFOs is no joke. UFOs no joke. I'm digging this. Okay, so
no, I can't go for that. No can do.
No can do. No. Listen,
so then we go to a discotheque. Let's talk about the discotheque scene.
Oh, this is where 2 lesbian lovers are just having a spat. So the photographer and Nadia.
Naiva. Yes. And this is when we get to see boobies.
We saw boobies when they were making love.
See Naiva's boobies. So the photographer and the model are an item. The photographer and the model are lovers.
Yes, but they're kind of fighting.
They're fighting.
In the disco, she goes, well, if you're not going to dance with me, then I'm going to find somebody else.
And she does immediately.
Well, because they were eye contact and she went over there. So, yeah.
And so the photographer goes back to the motel room alone.
Hall and oats and ginger. Good one, Dave.
And it is
ginger.
One of the smartest moves of this entire film. When there's a murderer on the loose, the photographer goes back to her motel room and accidentally leaves her keys in the door. That's a really smart thing to do when there's a crazy eyeball stabbing murderer on the loose. Leave your keys in the door.
The eyeball stabbing murderer.
So then someone is working in her room, the photographer. And we
Did you
see
mention the one creepy American guy? He was in his room and he was doing a crossword puzzle. And on the crossword puzzle, it had eyeball as one
I
of the
didn't
words.
notice that. I didn't notice
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you know,
I was fighting to stay awake. I was closing in on like losing consciousness at this point.
Do you know what I did for the first time because of you?
Because of me?
Yes, at the end of this movie, like maybe 20 minutes to go, because it's only on YouTube.
You sped it up.
I said, let's see how it looks. 1.75 was too much.
Wow.
But 1.5, I got through the last 20 minutes fine. And I'm like going, okay.
I think I watched the whole thing at 1.5 and it was still too long.
Oh my God.
How long was this movie? This movie was an hour and 32 minutes, which isn't that long, but it seemed like forever.
It seemed longer for this film, yes. And again, you look at reviews and people go, this is a Giallo gem from the Umberto Lenzi, one of the greatest Giallo free sleaze games. And I'm like going, what? After I watched those reviews, the police picked me up off on the street. I was wandering.
Were you babbling? Were you wandering and babbling to yourself?
I was wandering, and I didn't know I was, and babbling and going, bird.
Dino,
good. No.
Did you soil yourself? As long as you didn't soil yourself.
No. I kept, because I wear it depends, so it never will affect me, and I can never say I soiled myself. So it's always a good thing to have.
Okay, so we see the raincoat.
Especially when you're at the ball drop on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that ball drop.
So hold on real quick. I want to say thank you, Connie, for all the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Sick Pup, what's going on? Leanne Richey.
Hi, Sick Pup.
By the birthday bats still.
CM has another title, and it's a gem. Eyeball at my keyhole, the life and loves of a psycho stalker. I like it.
I like that one, CM. And Harry Scott,
Eyeball at my keyhole sounds naughty.
Is that what Harry Scott said? Where did I miss it? Through the lens of the wicked eyeball. Another good one, Harry. I'm trying. Whose birthday is it?
Leanne?
I don't know. Harry Scott says happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I think it's Leanne.
Okay, Leanne Richey, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Giallo's, to the birthday bats.
And many more.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Leanne. Good to have you here. Good to hang with us and have some fun.
So we see the raincoat, the red plastic raincoat, red gloves. There's a knife, stab, stab, stab. And the photographer gets stabbed, and the person is looking for a photograph. But there's no eyeball this time.
And something to what? Go ahead.
There's no eyeball. This is the only kill in the movie where the eyeball wasn't involved, and I wonder why. I was thinking, okay, are there two killers? Because there was no eyeball this time. So then the model that you like, why? Go ahead. Why?
The model that I like comes in. Yeah. No, this is you're up to the death of the photographer, right?
Yes.
So this is probably the best. Well, without a doubt, this is the best kill scene in the movie, and the best, maybe one of the best scenes in the movie for a 5-minute period there.
Do go on. I'm intrigued.
Well, I mean, just because there's a little bit of suspense going on. Finally, the movie puts a little bit of listen, Ginger, I'm reaching, but you
are. Don't strain your back.
It's happening a bit here in this movie, in this part.
Well, the model comes back and immediately gets naked. I thought that was intriguing.
Right. The photographer is there, and she's taking pictures because she's asked earlier by Mark Burton to if she sees, here's a picture
of his wife, Alma.
Yeah, of my wife. And if you see her, because I believe she's here, because he's suspecting that she may be doing the killings.
Mm-hmm.
If you see her, please take a picture of her. And so she's developing film and stuff. And evidently she must have, and we find out that she has taken a picture of a person.
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
find out that at the end that she did.
Yes,
But
yes.
there's
Takes
no
the,
eyeball
well,
this
oh,
time.
yeah. And so she's going to kill her for I mean, somebody's going to kill her for a reason in
Yeah,
that
but just
room.
stick with it to be consistent. They should have done the eyeball anyway. I think they should have done the eyeball anyway.
Well, I mean, the eyeball is, oh God, and we'll tell you why.
So
Why
the
the
girl,
eyeball
the beautiful
at
model
the
comes
end?
back. She immediately gets naked and she goes and looks for her girlfriend and she finds her girlfriend dead. And the killer knocks her over, but he doesn't kill her. He just leaves.
No, the killer, when he kills the photographer, it was a quick stabbing that falls down, you know,
Dead. She's dead, of course, immediately.
topless, and proceeds to run out of the room, not killing Naiva.
Yes. And he had every
Because,
opportunity to. Well, he does try later. Rosalia
well,
has a good title.
it's a second time too that Navia escapes being killed, death.
Yes.
So why
Yes.
is she not getting killed is kind of weird, but okay, so where is it? Let's see. A fellow Capricorn, strong but silent. I am the strong and mouthy Cappy, Leanne. Okay, CM, another title with the word eyeball in it that is somewhat giallo-it. Eyeball these statistics of death or else.
I like Rosalia's.
And Rosalia has tears on the knife,
Blood
blood
in the
in the
eyeball.
eyeball.
I like it.
You hit a home run, Rosalia. You hit a home run. I like that one. That's a good one.
The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. Okay.
Oh boy. And Dino needs
So
to
everyone
go
looks outside and they find a raincoat and blood. The police
Yeah,
question
so
Mark, and Mark flashes back to the hotel room where he found a photo of himself on the floor that was torn by the killer. And the police are like, "Did you see anything in the room that might have made you suspect who the killer might be?" And he thinks about that picture and he says no, because he's trying to protect his wife. He thinks his wife is the killer.
yes, Mark thinks his wife is the killer. And again, keeps having flashbacks, but the Inspector Tudela, is grilling everybody. He's got, I think, about 24 hours to go on his job, and he can bask in the
He can rest
beaches
on
of,
his laurels.
yes, and
So one of the
nude
other one of the
bathe nude.
he said he wants to go fishing. Excuse me, he wants to go fishing.
Well, yeah, in the nude. He's in Spain.
Better
Lots
watch
of
out for
nude
those
beaches.
hooks. Woo.
Oh, geez. Yeah. He goes. Oh! Anyways,
The girl smells.
He's questioning everybody, and he's saying everybody's got pretty much everybody's got the same raincoat, but the killer's got a raincoat, red raincoat.
And a girl smells it, and she smells Arpege perfume, and she says, "Paulette wears Arpege."
But the bus driver says, "Oh, I come in and I change the subject." He says, he says, "I spilled it on all of the raincoats, so everybody's going to smell like that." But anyway,
And the police takes everyone's passport so that they can't leave Barcelona. Passports.
You pass ports. That's what ships do.
Yes, they do.
They pass ports.
They pass ports.
And
so then we get a funeral, and it's just amazing how quickly they have a funeral.
Oh, within seconds.
Yes. And then they decide right after the funeral that they're going to take a
But
trip
you know
to the
why that is,
seaside.
though, right, Ginger? You know why they have a funeral so quick?
No, Dino, tell me.
Because in editing, the director just it just cuts to like hours later.
Yes, that's correct. You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You're a film student. You would know.
You know, the outstanding feature of Paulette Stone, the main female character in here, is first of all, she's very depressive. Boy, what a sickly woman she is. She's got some issues. We'll
Well,
find
she's
that out.
upset because she's in love with this man who's married, and he's obviously never going to leave his wife. That would
And he's
make her
tracked her
sad.
down there like an a-hole.
Yes.
I'm going to come from America and I'm going to track you down
Yeah.
in Spain. You know, I just happen
And
to
she
be
went
there.
there to get away from him, and then he goes there and finds her.
But she wears these fabulous big sunglasses, which I love them from the 70s.
I have a pair of them. I don't have them out here. I have a pair of them. They're really big.
Yeah, the fashion of the 70s, like those big, especially with like the white, they're just very cool. Very, I don't know. I find the strangest things appealing.
So they go on a trip to the seaside, and a girl
going,
finds a roll of film in the bus, and she's like, it must belong to Lisa, the photographer.
oh,
And the pastor takes it. My eyeball waters as I smell your arpege and slice your liver. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And Sick Pup's got one too here. Tears of Blood, Knife the Eyeball. Good.
That's good.
Yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. There you go.
So the pastor takes the roll of film and he says he's going to take it to the hospital to Naiva and give it to her because it's the last thing from her girlfriend who was murdered. And already he looks suspicious. The pastor looks suspicious. And then the police say that they have a bomb.
Immediately they make the pastor the one who he's the red herring. And
yes.
Quickly they eliminate that suspicion. But go
ahead. The police said they have a bomb about Mark, but they don't tell you what it is. He got the knife in Vietnam. And he thinks maybe there's someone, it's his wife, but maybe there's someone helping her because he can't prove she was in the hotel. But that
is this when they're questioning him about her?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he immediately starts having these flashbacks of her doing everything left-handed. And he goes,
no, not yet, Dino. That's at the end.
No?
Not yet.
Okay,
there's a lot to go through before we get to that.
Okay, go. What? I thought that's where you said you were.
No, not yet.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Don't whine.
No.
Don't whine. Okay, go on.
So they put poor Naiva in the clinic and they put her right at ground level. Like literally her window is like, you could just walk right into her window. Like there's a maniac on the loose and you put her at the front of the hospital, right next to the front door at ground level.
It's a door to the, like they got a little patio for your rooms. That's very
And then
nice
the pastor comes. The pastor comes and says he's there to bring her something, and they go to check on her. And when they come back, he's gone. And they just completely abandon poor Naiva to go looking for the pastor. They forget that Naiva's in her room unprotected.
Yeah.
So then you get the person comes in her room and he's got the red raincoat on backwards where the hood is covering his face. Like, how is he breathing? How is the killer breathing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's, I mean, the scene itself looks cool because she's kind of out of it. And him coming forward, it almost looks like red latex bondage type thing covering the whole body. It looked very creepy and odd. But
so how can you breathe? And the knife, they left her unprotected. Paulette doesn't want to be disturbed. They left Paulette alone. I put J and B Scotch again.
Yeah.
They're at a party. And the one young girl says, oh, I'm tired. She's bored. It's a bunch of old people and she wants to go back to her room. Again, there's a killer on the loose and they just let her leave. They let the young girl leave. No one walks her to the room. They just let her go. I'm like, can you walk the poor girl to the room? And she doesn't go to the room. She goes to the pool to have a dip.
Yeah, the one that gets, and as she's getting ready to go in the pool, the killer comes up to her and gets her in the eyeball and then slices at her. She falls down. The killer runs away, doesn't kill her.
No, they find the knife. They find the knife in the bushes. And
Mike Barrett, the blood that curdles in the eyes of death.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
And CM, yes, they were big Jackie O glasses.
Yeah.
To cover as much of the face as possible.
Yes.
So the
Because you,
police ask Mark, why are his initials on the knife? And he's like, oh.
no.
And he says,
Really?
Alma hated younger women. And again, that's a theme that goes through a lot of these Giallo movies. Alma hated younger women. She was upset because she couldn't have children. And he's trying to make it like that's her motive for killing. And then Naiba is sure that Mark's the killer because the knife has his initials on it.
Yeah.
And then Mark remembers that Alma's left-handed, the dagger was in her right hand. And the police say, how do they know this? The police say that definitely the killer is right-handed. How do they possibly know that? How can they know that?
Because the
Because
direction.
of the direction of the wound. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. From up high, from the side. Yeah, they know the direction, and where the stabbings are coming from the right side of the killer. So yeah.
And for some reason, they feel the need to tell us that Reverend Bronson had a daughter. So that's, again, to make him look like he could be the killer. I don't know why we needed to know that he had a daughter that died.
Yeah.
So
Nothing
everyone's
makes
at this castle. There's some kind of a castle that they all want to tour.
It's a Dracula castle.
No, it can't because it's in Spain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The only thing in Spain is the rain. And that stays mainly in the plain.
Dang it. I was going to say that. Go ahead.
So then we find poor Reverend Bronson with his throat slashed, so we know that he can't be the killer.
We've driven Rosalia to want some wine. I know.
I have pink wine, even though it doesn't look pink. It is actually sunset blush.
Are these discussions a little too lengthy? Just curious. I mean, I guess it depends.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the chat. I mean, I'm sure people are coming in and going, "What the hell are they talking about?" That's good. I'm going to make some soup. So it could be that it just might be too long. I don't know, a little too much information. Maybe we'll start doing the new YouTube shorts. We'll do it under 60 seconds.
No, I don't like. You said you don't like shorts.
No, I don't either. And
only
I think
when they're on a pretty girl.
I think. Well, no. Listen, those are for Instagram and TikTok. YouTube made a big mistake. I'm sorry. By starting up the YouTube Shorts. The YouTube Shorts should be a different platform, just like YouTube Music. And if they want to venture into YouTube Shorts, they should have their own app for YouTube Shorts. YouTube is the biggest search engine after Google. Everybody thinks they have to go ahead and start doing shorts. So in my feed, what's happening is the channels that I like to look at and watch,
they're all doing shorts.
I'm seeing all this garbage nonsense.
I see it too.
Of shorts intermingled among things I really want to watch.
And you have to make sure you're looking because the word shorts is real small. And
it's screwing up everything for the channel who would do. It's screwing YouTube up for all of the channels that would do regular content. And it's I'll tell you what, it's not YouTube's fault. They're testing something out, which they shouldn't be doing. Somebody smarter should have said, let's put this separate. But everybody who has a channel except me, listen, you ain't going to find a short on my channel.
Dino only does longs.
I'm not going to confuse you with these shorts. If you want a short, you can follow the Late Horror Show on TikTok or Instagram. But my point being is,
what is your point?
I just made it kind of, but all the channels are doing these shorts, and it's making you kind of drift away and forget their other videos because you're just skipping them. You know what I mean? So it's just very stupid. I think
unless you're a devoted YouTube user like I am, I just scroll past the shorts because they're annoying.
Right.
Dino, did you ever get all your views back from the views that YouTube robbed from you?
YouTube had a glitch on Thursday after the Paranormal Into the Night show. It was
with Cristina Gomez.
Yeah, it was platform wide. I stopped the show, and
You
it was
had
like
like
it was like 496 at the time when I stopped it. And I came back an hour later and it said 300. Then I kept looking and I'm going 90. 5 minutes later, it was 60. And then it went down to 0 views. And I was searching Twitter and everything else. And it seems to have happened to everybody system wide. And it just started to recover all of those. So finally, somehow YouTube recovered. I don't know how they would do that, but somehow they recovered all the views and stuff like that. But I'm like going, holy hell, how
sounds like
big
a
of
load of horse pucky to me.
right? I'm telling you.
Thank you, Becca. Let's see what Becca has to say.
Well, and Rosalia says long is better.
That's what she said.
Oh boy. Dave Blueface says, I wish Eyeball was short.
It was only an hour, 32 minutes, and it seemed like 2 hours.
Depends how quickly you watch it too. If you watch it you can't watch it any faster than 1.5 speed on YouTube
because you'll miss the dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue starts.
And the dialogue is gold, Jerry. It's gold.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold. Yeah. Have you ever heard about Ovaltine? Why do they call it Ovaltine? Because
it comes in a round jar.
Yeah, the jar's round, the lid's round. Why don't they call it Roundtine? Anyways, Becca Too Tall. People are here for the content you provide. We want the good stuff, not the short stuff. We love y'all and what you do. Thank you, Becca Too Tall. Yeah, much love. I'm a Psycho. Sup, guys? What's going on?
I'm a Psycho.
Yeah, and not really a fan.
Great
of this
to see
film.
you 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, but listen, more Creamy coming. I tell you that. I think I'm going to end up liking Creamy a lot more than I like.
I think you will too, because like I said, it's like that really nice combination of the Universal type thing and the Sherlock Holmes thing. It seems like it's right up your alley, Dino.
Criminal. I said noir meets giallo is what it is. And listen, not to take anything away from giallo. Some of the best, like Deep Red, one of my favorite horror films of all time. Suspiria, one of my favorite horror films of all time. Deep Red and Suspiria probably in my top 5 horror films of all time. That's 2. And if you
count them 2.
That's 2, man. And if you go to 10, I could probably also throw in The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and Tenebra might be in there. So listen,
Dave.
Opera.
Listen, I'm like an older, prettier Christina. Did you ever see Scrubs, the episode where they said what was the Latina girl's name on Scrubs?
Wait, what remember. Hold on.
You never tell a woman she's old. Even when she is like me.
He says, one of my favorite giallo films. I hope you're not.
Wait a minute. Stop the presses.
I hope he's not saying this one. I'm a Psycho. Are you saying
Eyeball?
Eyeball?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, because favorite giallo film, you got to be talking about something I just mentioned, like Deep Red. Deep Red is my favorite giallo film by far.
You need to clean this up, Psycho. Clean it up.
Yeah. Can I make a movie suggestion? Please do. I'm a Psycho. Excuse me.
But first, we need to find out what this is one of your favorite giallo. Clear that up first. And then we'll decide if you can make any suggestions. Because based on this, if Eyeball is one of your favorites, no, you may not.
Suspiria means to sigh. Yes, and you get a lot of those kind of. Eyeball is one of my favorite giallo films. Oh, I'm a Psycho. Okay, hold the presses. And let me get to that. Ginger, we can wrap this movie up in like 5 minutes. Hold on.
Absolutely.
We need to talk here. Ginger is like an older, prettier Christina Gomez. Okay,
Carla. Wasn't her name Carla on Scrubs?
Carla.
When this really young, hot Latina nurse comes to the hospital and the janitor says she's like a young Carla. It's one of the best scenes in Scrubs. And Carla heard him. And Carla's very vain. and she turns into this like dragon, and the wind starts blowing. It's a really good scene.
The thing with Creamy, it's a bit tamer than Giallo.
Tamer?
Okay. Well, I mean, it depends how you look at it. Of course, there's not as much gore or nudity that comes with the Giallo genre.
And it also came out 10 years before Giallos started coming out.
Yeah,
So it's going to be a little tamer.
Yeah, Creamy is a little bit more, you know, we listen
Dino
to the
said
last.
it's more like a 40s noir type.
Yeah, it's like a noir Giallo with
a little
less
Sherlock
gore.
Holmes and Watson.
Yeah. There's
and some
whole,
universal monster stuff.
Yeah, I'm a Psycho. Were you there when we talked about the Mike Barrett? Were you there when we talked about our first Creamy film, The Dead Eyes of London? Okay, so let's get to this. Let's get to this crazy response.
One of the pictures,
I'm a Psycho.
You said it earlier. One of the pictures that the photographer took and the killer was obviously looking for.
Yeah, but we got to listen. I'm addressing Eyeball is one of my favorite Giallo films.
Yes,
I'm a Psycho came into the chat, and don't take no offense. I'm a Psycho. I love you being here, and when we talk Creamy films, I'd love you to be in there. Although, now that I think or no, Eyeball is one of your favorite Giallo films. You can recommend a Creamy film, but when am I going to think of that film recommendation? Because listen, Eyeball, you're telling me
out of all the Creamy films, out of all the Giallo films.
Yeah, Black Lace, Mario Bava. Okay, let's just go to, like I said, Deep Red.
Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
You like Eyeball better than Deep Red. Okay, let me know. I need to hear a response.
No, I told you Mike Barrett wasn't there, and I asked you at the beginning. I said, "Do you think Mike Barrett will come?" And you said, "Well, he's a Giallo guy." And
Mike Barrett, we it was a very interesting. I mean, we really.
And I wonder if Mike is familiar with Creamy movies.
Oh, he knows Creamy. If he knows Giallo, he knows Creamy. Creamy is the precursor to the Giallo genre. West German Rialto films. So there you go. Go back and watch it, because we did go very in depth at the beginning, especially. I yammered on about everything I learned about Creamy.
Wait a minute, Greg McKeown. Which Carla are we talking about? Are we talking about Carla with the frizzy hair on Cheers, or are we talking about Carla on Scrubs?
Oh God, no! I'm sure he's not talking about Cheers. Okay. I do need a response from I'm a Psycho.
Yeah, we need a response from you, I'm a Psycho. Clear this up now. I've been asking him for like 5 minutes to clear this up.
I want to know. You said one of my favorite Giallo films. So, Suspiria. It's a supernatural Giallo. Better than Eyeball, right? Am I wrong? Deep Red. Better than Eyeball, right?
Is there anything that's worse than Eyeball? I sure hope not.
Well, Eyeball's so far out of 40 films that we've done, Eyeball is number 40. So that's all I got to say. The House with the Laughing Windows is even better, and that was a very weird movie. Oh my God, New York Ripper. Then you could talk about the American Giallo
Ripper.
films.
You didn't like New York Ripper? I thought you liked
No,
that
I
one.
love New York Ripper.
Oh, I was going to say, okay.
No, I'm putting that at like kind of the top of my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, he comes in. Let's see. I like Eyeball. He's not putting.
And you're going to put that in the same category as Deep Red?
Yeah, no. Put a slash through Eyeball. Slash through Eyeball. Deep Red, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Yes. Crimes of the Black Cat.
Eyeball?
Okay. Blood and Black Lace. Hell yeah. Evil Eye. We haven't seen Evil Eye yet, have we? Phenomena. Probably one of the lesser Dario Argentos. I did not enjoy it as much. Opera. Hell yes. Hell yes. Deep Red should be first. Out of these ones, Opera should be second. Blood and Black Lace 3. Bird with the Crystal Plumage 4. And then eyeball, I'm still confused with that I'm a Psycho. But anyways, one last read and then we'll round out this film. I was there at Dead Eyes of London. Yes, the movie I would like to suggest is Mannequin. Yeah, I think you said that in Red, Mannequin in Red, 1958. You'll see similarities between that and Giallo films, especially Blood and Black Lace. Oh, okay. Well, is that a Rialto film? That's not. Is it considered a creamy though? Because creamy, I'm a Psycho, literally started with Rialto films in 1959.
And we're going to do the first one, aren't we, Dino?
Yes, we are. So if Mannequin in Red, which I'm writing down now, predates that in Red, is that a creamy film? Because nowhere did I see prior to 1959 the genre being termed creamy. So you tell me, because listen, Sherlock Holmes is a criminal film. They're not creamy though, because the elements, but if you say it contains elements of like especially Blood and Black Lace, then possibly
a lot of movies contain elements.
Yeah, I mean, it could be possibly a precursor to the creamy genre, because listen, from what I know, I'm a Psycho. Creamy started in 1959 with that first film called what is it again?
Something about a frog.
Yeah, it's hold on a second here. It is called The Fellowship of the Frog. That is the first.
I'm going to get a tattoo of a frog on my wrist in honor of that movie.
There you go. So I'm just, yeah. So, but I'm going to check it out. It's definitely one.
Let's wrap this up so we can talk about other stuff. And Connie said Deep Red and Suspiria is better than Eyeball. Yes, Connie, absolutely. And you, Greg, keep comparing me to Carla Tortelli, and we're going to have a problem.
Oh my God, Greg. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, do not do Carla. Carla's okay,
I'm
go on,
insulted.
Wrap this up and then we continue to
All right. So Paulette has red gloves and a knife, and she kills the last girl, and she pops the girl's eyeball out, and then Paulette pops out her glass eye and pops the girl's eye into her own skull, and all I could think was infection. No. Are you doing that with all those eyeballs? You're popping them out and shoving them in your eyeball socket? You would die from an infection. It's disgusting.
First of all, Ginger, she did not. Okay, you got that all wrong. Not all wrong. You got the last bit wrong. She plucks. Okay, so the killer is hanging over there, and we find out, of course, that it's Paulette.
And Naiva's watching. Naiva, the beautiful black model, she's watching.
Yes, and so she's down there pulling out the eyeball, and she plucks it out, like you said, but she picks it up and she takes her eyeball out and she gets ready, but they don't show it. It stops there because, first of all, yeah, you think she was going to put that eyeball in her eye? How can she put that eyeball in her eye?
All right, so she didn't.
No, she didn't. And
so then Naiva screams like a dummy. She screams and lets Paulette know that she's been watching, and then Paulette chases her with one eyeball.
Yeah, she looks as though she's putting it into her socket, and then she gets scared and throws it down. So, I mean, you're probably somewhat right.
You know, at 1.5 speed, I probably...
Mannequin isn't a creamy film. I'm sorry. Also, it only has English subtitles, so that's fine with me because I'm English.
I'm a Psycho, Dino.
Huh?
He says that's why he loves Eyeball, because it has a female killer. Dino, please take this one, please.
No, listen. Everybody has their thing. I mean, I'm a Psycho.
And he said it with emphasis in all caps, Dino style.
And that's okay. Listen, it's okay for people to like. I've always said this. I've said this from the beginning of time. Some of the worst films ever made on the planet it's somebody's favorite.
Yes, you do
for
say that a
reasons
lot.
we
Yes.
for reasons we don't even understand. Like
Incomprehensible.
you could have been sick and you were in bed and you were watching it and just
And your
it
mom
was,
brought you some chicken soup and it brings back a good memory.
and or it's distracting the pain that you were in and you're going, oh, it helped so much. And now it's become this kind of comfort film for you though. But
Nostalgic.
to say because it has a female killer, that's I'm not sure what's
Come
going
on,
on there on the
man.
cycle. You're almost confusing me to a point
Yeah, we thought you had good taste, man.
with that. Well, listen, I don't know,
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
but saying it has because it has a female killer, there are a lot of especially giallo. The genre in general have a lot of female killers. I mean,
And it's always something about the woman's jealous of younger women, or she's upset because she can't have children, and it's there's
the
a lot
Secret
of them.
Vice of Mrs. Ward. You know, the beautiful her name
Edridge Finch.
Yeah, Edwidge Fenech. Yeah. Anyways, oh,
Boggles the mind.
Listen, that again, and he's taking it good. He says, "I don't even mind the roasting." That's good.
All it is. It's just good-natured roasting. You please always give us your opinions. Always participate. We love it.
I love that. I love that you guys are participating. I love
there's room for everyone's opinions.
Yeah. Again, even though I may sound sarcastic and like I'm kind of putting you down and saying your word isn't better than mine. My word's better than yours. Listen, no, they're not. It's everything's subjective. Everybody loves different things. Listen, me and Ted did movies for 7 years. There were movies
keep throwing that in my face about how long you and Ted were together.
There were movies that we did that he would love. And I would look at the film and I would be like, what film did you just get through watching? 10 minutes in, I'm falling asleep. It was the most boring thing in the world. What the hell? So listen, to one person's love is another person's hate, so
Dino,
whatever.
let's wrap this up real quick. I want to talk about the photograph that they had. The photograph in Lisa's roll of film.
Yes,
that
go
was
on.
Paulette with the red gloves and the dagger, plain as day. She was like, "Eh."
I watched all the giallo films with female killers. Lord have mercy on me. Okay, go on.
That's it.
Oh, that
was the photo. That was the photograph she was looking for. So,
okay.
Perhaps, so it was Paulette the whole time, and it was Paulette who left that photograph of Mark and his wife, Alma.
Yeah. And I love the very ending of the movie where now that Paulette's out of the picture,
they just get back together.
Well, no, the a-hole scumbag Mark calls her up, so excited, like he's in love with her again. Now that she's out of until the next secretary gets hired.
Exactly. Even though he pursued his current mistress all the way to Barcelona.
Yeah, but he's so excited, and they end the movie like that, and I'm just like going, oh,
what a piece of dirt.
But I'll tell you, you guys are not. Listen, Mike Barrett's not going to like it. I'm a Psycho's not going to like it. But my score for this film, and listen, we've done 40, and I've never given a score to this like this before. I don't think to any movie really. This is
get to the point. What's your score?
This is a 2 out of 10 for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It sucked balls. Sorry.
Oh!
It sucked sweaty, hairy balls.
All right.
Going too far? 4 out of 10. Look at that.
Look at the bottom. Look underneath.
Cats in what? Tarantino mentions this as one of his favorite. Wait a second.
He did. I saw the interview. He did.
What the flip?
He did.
Okay, I almost need to just.
I saw it with my own eyeball.
Tarantino said that.
Mike gives it a 6. Come on, Mike. Come on,
Well,
Mike.
listen, for Mike, that's on point. I'll give it to you. Oh, there you go.
Becca said it sucked eyeballs.
Agree 100%. Sucked eyeballs. It's a wonderful ending, says I'm a Psycho. I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. It's nothing new I've seen. Well,
Sam gives it a -2. It's off the scale.
Wait a second.
Where's entertaining? I'm a Psycho. Where's entertaining?
Hold on. Okay, again, so I think I'm a Psycho needs some more roasting. Okay, here we go. Ginger. Let's have a little repeat here. What did I'm a Psycho say about this film?
That is one of his favorites.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's question, or let's exclamation point that. One of my favorite Giallo films.
Stick a pin in it is my expression, Dino. Stick a pin in it.
And now he says
5 out of 10.
I'll just give it a 5 out of 10.
How much do you really like it?
Listen, I'm a Psycho. 5 out of 10 is like, I got through the movie. I don't think I'll ever really watch this again.
Right.
It was okay.
It wasn't even better than like half of other movies.
Yes. So you said one of your favorite Giallos, and you give it a 5 out of 10.
Among the ranks of the likes of
Deep Red, Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Opera, Blood and Black
Lace.
Right now, give me your out of 10 for Deep Red. Out of 10 for Deep Red. Favorite is different than favorite.
Oh,
no. Now that you are fighting for words right now. That is. Oh, I'm loving it though. Oh no. I almost think you've been hitting the J&B Scotch just a little too much.
Let's see that green bottle. I want to see it.
Yeah, something's going on that we're just not really. We don't know what's going on here, really. 5 out of 10. One of Psycho's favorite.
It's not adding up. It's not adding up.
No, it's not. Deep Red, 7 out of 10. Well, wow. I mean, okay, so there you go.
That's a respectable score, but I think it's worthy of more than that. But that's respectable, I guess. But to give Deep Red 7 out of 10 and Eyeball 5 out of 10, that's an insult to Deep Red.
Deep Red is one of the few movies that I give a 10 out of 10 for many different reasons. But yeah, you just said 7 out of 10 for Deep Red. So you cannot put, I am sorry, I'm a Psycho, but you've kind of laid forth the facts for us. If Deep Red is 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10 is it's a category that unless you've only seen 4 films.
You need to recalibrate your scale. When's the last time your scale was calibrated?
5 out of 10 is all the way down. So it can't be nowhere in your favorites. Unless every movie's your favorite, even a bad one.
Dino! He said there's no 10 out of 10. Excuse me.
Oh, there's perfect films. And when I say perfect, a 10 out of 10 for somebody is saying in their eyes, the movie's flawless when it comes to what you were watching, character story, plot.
Dialogue, cinematography. Yes, a 10 out of 10 for me was Blowout.
And I think I agreed, or I may have given it. I may have given it a 10 also.
But then you gave another one a 10 out of 10 that I disagreed.
Brian De Palma. Come on.
Not Dressed to Kill.
Yes, Dressed to Kill. No.
No.
Anyways, a 10 out of 10 is a movie that you think is flawless in every way for you, and it better be. Doesn't mean there's not problems with the film.
Right. And Blowout, Blowout has a special place in my heart because it was filmed in Philadelphia, so I love that movie.
But after rewatch, Blowout is a near perfectly made film.
Thank you.
Same with deep red for the genre. It's a nearly perfect giallo made film, okay? And the 10, which comes from the love that you have for the film,
Mhm.
disassociating the little flaws that may be,
Mhm.
because no film's perfect.
Correct.
The best film on the planet, Citizen Kane, has its flaws. A lot of people will say 10 out of 10. Some people will
Mhm.
say 7. Some people will say 8. It depends on your love for the film, which is why I agree. There's no flawless movie except for Blood Feast. Well, and you kind of got my point. There's no flawless movie. Every movie's got some hiccup but there are near perfect films. And
Mhm.
for the genre, Deep Red is nearly flawless for what it is in the giallo genre. And again, same for Blowout when it comes to the kind of crime. Listen, you've kind of
The story of Blowout, it
yeah
was brilliant. It was
yeah you
really
kind of laid
good.
out your we'll talk next time. I'm a Psycho. What's the next movie we'll be doing? Let's see.
It's the one where they have the supernatural race with the devil.
Yes, it's not even a giallo, but yes, it's the kind of the cult occult movie, Race with the Devil,
A lot of
1975.
big names. A lot of big
Oh,
names.
yes. So every once in a while, we're jumping off of the giallo
Yes,
bandwagon,
because
and
we
then
need to.
yes, and then we're right back on it with A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, 1971, Lucio Fulci. Then we're Hotel Fear, 1976.
And then we're gonna do
Then
a creamy.
no, then we're to Murder to the Tune of Seven Black Notes, 1977.
That's gotta be a
Then
Jello.
no, then we're doing Short Night of Glass Dolls, 1971. Then we're on to Creamy, The Fellowship of the Frog. So that's the way it's laid out coming up. Hot diggity dog. I'll tell you. Yay, a Cully film. Hooray. Depp Red is one of my best made giallos, but it's not my favorite.
You
'Cause-
spelled favorite the Canadian way, and we don't take that around here. You spell it the American way.
and Johnny Depp Red. Thank you. No, listen, love you guys. Mike Barrett, love you being in the chat every movie discussion. I'm a
Thank you,
Psycho.
CM, for all the great titles with
Gotcha. CM,
Eyeball.
yeah, CM, good stuff. Becca Connie, you guys all know who you are. Greg McKeown, Star Wars, 10 out of 10. Now, see, there you go. I mean, that Star Wars, let's just say it, okay? It is packed with flaws, but it's magical. And I'm not
I've
sure
never
that,
seen it.
oh, I didn't want to hear that.
I've never seen
Um,
Star Wars. I mean,
Greg,
I
but
know what it is. I've seen enough clips of it. I know what it is, but I've actually never seen the entire movie. It's too long.
no, that's one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time.
It's too
Even with the
long.
flaws. No, of course I know you went deep, Mike Barrett. Come on. Um, so yeah, I think we're all caught up. But Star Wars a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I think I'm on board with you there.
So again, the movie that we're doing the next time is called Race with the Devil.
Yes.
And I never heard of it before, but it looks very interesting.
Oh, it's been a
It's kind of
long.
like, is it kind of like one of those The Hills Have Eyes or like Wrong Turn? Is it something like that?
A little bit, but in a culty kind of way.
Hmm.
They're basically in an RV. I'm not going to give a review on it right now, but yeah, they're kind of in an RV, kind of racing from what they've seen and what's going on, and it's from what I remember, a good movie. And listen, it's probably been 20
It's
years
got
since I've
Peter
seen the
Fonda.
movie.
What more could you possibly want?
Yes, but it's been a
The
long time.
lesser, he's the lesser Fonda.
Metropolis is up there in number I'm okay. My favorite Giallo is Bird with the crystal plumage, says Mike Barrett. Okay, okay. Well, listen, I will see you guys overnight. It's a night of detective shows, timestamps and everything. And I'm a Psycho says, thanks for covering films I like. I hope you like Mannequin in Red. I will get that on the list. We are booked through February, so but I will start putting that on the list as well as some.
Can I tell everyone that I did get that job that I wanted?
Yeah, good for you. Congratulations on getting the job that you wanted, Ginger. I'm so glad and happy for you. So there you go.
Thank you. I'm happy for me too.
Yay, yay, yay. So yeah, overnight tonight, detective shows all night long. So enjoy. And 12 Angry Men, 10 out of 10 if you like Fondas. Well, see, I mean, that's a really good
Clute.
film.
I like Fondas and I liked Clute.
Oh God, you know, I forget what did I give that. I had to have given that either an 8 out of or a 9 out of 10. Clute was fantastic, one of the best, and that's an American Giallo, and oh my God. Anyways, we got to end this, so we can go on and on now, I guess, but we're
Look
done.
at Greg. Greg really wants me to just climb through this TV screen and just snatch him up. What was the job?
Listen,
bartender at Cheers.
Listen, you can only go so far, Greg. So listen, love y'all. Much
Line
love to each
stepper.
and
He's a
everyone.
line stepper.